Welcome to SwissWatchExpo. Jason here. Today we're going to be looking at one of my favorite recent releases from Omega. We're looking at the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. If you know anything about the Planet Ocean line, they were first introduced around 2005 as an upgrade to the Seamaster line itself, but it was engineered to endure more of the challenges of deep sea exploration. So if you love deep sea diving, or you just love the sport of deep sea diving, you don't necessarily do diving yourself, the Planet Ocean is a really cool timepiece that Rolex introduced. Has a really good water resistance depth. And on this one here, they made some really cool changes to the Planet Ocean line, which I really appreciate. So today we're looking at this Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. This is a recent release from like the late 2025 to early 2026. This is the fourth generation of the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean. It still features the traditional 42mm case size. And this one has a water resistance level of 600 meters and about 2,000 feet underwater. And I know most of you guys that are probably looking to purchase this watch most likely aren't going down to depths that deep underwater, but it is really cool that it has that technology in there. And of course, it does have the automatic movement with the Omega caliber 8912 with a 60-hour power reserve, which is definitely more than enough. And on this new model here from Omega, they did add some really new changes to this. They combined a lot of elements with grade 5 titanium, ceramic, and stainless steel with a sapphire crystal at the top with anti-reflective coating on the front and the back. And it is a flat sapphire crystal, so it looks really great. And there are some major changes on the overall case design itself and the bracelet to the clasp. So there's a lot that you would notice here. So first we're going to take a look at the overall case design. You can see it's a little bit more of an angular design. So even though it is a 42mm case size, because of the way they cut the edges here, you have a little bit more of these harsher edges with the high polished and brush finishing. It makes for a great dress and sports watch itself, and it wears very well even for that larger case size, especially with those tapered in lugs, which I think is very nice for the Planet Ocean models here, and I love that new upgrade. And if you take a look at the bracelet here, they did upgrade the bracelet. So you'll notice a lot of those kind of angular cuts on the bracelet and also on the clasp itself. So you have your high polished center links, brush finish side links. Gives it definitely more of a refined look on this new bracelet style, which I really appreciate. And look at that clasp there. It's just so cool. Looks really like the design on the case itself with these sharp edges. And I think it's just a really cool design element that Omega decided to change on there. So it is very more of a modern look to the watch itself. And then of course on the inside here, you do have that little button that says push. And all you have to do is just push that in. You can bring it in or out. You can actually adjust the size about an inch without having to use a tool, which is really cool, especially for a dive watch like this. So you can get it over your wetsuit. Or for me, when we are here in Atlanta, it gets so hot and humid in the summer times, I always have to constantly adjust my watch. So I love that functionality that you can just click that button right there and adjust the bracelet size. And then if you notice on the overall case itself, I wonder how many of you guys have noticed right away what is actually missing on the Planet Ocean models. Yes, so if you look on the side here, it is very clean. There is no helium escape valve on there now. It is very surprising, and I know a lot of people either loved it or hated it. It was a very controversial thing on the Omega Seamaster lines, and it looks like Omega decided that they want to go ahead and get rid of that, have more of a modern case design. And for me, I actually kind of appreciate that change. I know some people, they love that helium escape valve there, but most likely you're not ever going to actuate it or use it for anything practical on a day-to-day basis. So I do appreciate that they took that out so you get a little bit more of the sleek design for a 42mm case size. So, I mean, just so much to love on this newer upgrade on the model, the case design, the ceramic bezel on the top, and it actually has this new feature on the bezel itself where the teeth are actually a little bit more pronounced, so it makes it very easy to actually actuate the bezel itself so you can get a nice grip on there. So there are so many changes that they made to this. If you are a fan of the Planet Ocean lines, this is a really nice upgrade that you want to add to your collection. I think it's a very sharp looking watch, and they did introduce these with the black bezel, orange bezel, and also the blue bezel models itself. So if you're interested in the Planet Ocean lines, check these out, SwissWatchExpo.com.